Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my very special co host, Shari from Voices from the Swamp. Hi, Shari.
Hi,
How are you
y'all.
today?
I'm melting, but I'm slowly cooling off.
Oh, my goodness.
I had
Is
to
it
run a few
humid?
errands and it's hot outside. It's like,
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
it's
wow.
like I was laughing at the cash register with the girl because I was sitting there trying to, my makeup was, I could literally feel it melting on my face. And I said, "Oh my God, it's so hot." And she says, "I know." And I laughed. I said, "A month ago, we were griping because it was too cold." She
Oh,
said, "Yeah."
wow.
Everybody was saying, "I wish summer would hurry up and get here." And now everybody's griping because summer's here. And
Wow. Yeah. This is the unofficial start
so,
of summer, I guess is what they call it, the Memorial Day holiday. And
yeah,
thank you for being here with me today. And, we choose Sundays just based on rotation and when are you free. And then when we get here, we're like, oh, it's Memorial Day. Oh, I know. It's like all these other things are going on.
yeah, we don't do anything special for it. I mean, I think my husband is the only veteran in the immediate family that's passed, and he didn't die in service. He was, years later. But I do have a couple of cousins that were both in the service. One was in the Navy and one was in the Air Force, I think, or the
Mm.
Marines. I don't remember. They've both passed um, since then, but uh, I don't think I've had any my generation or newer relatives that were serving and then died while it's serving. It was
Hmm.
usually later on, years later, they passed. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, I mean, we don't really do a whole lot
Hmm.
for it.
Yeah. My dad was actually in the military, but it wasn't quite as prominent in our family for some reason. He never really made it. It just wasn't a center of focus for some reason. I'm not sure
Yeah,
um, why that was. But I want to say
yeah.
hello
My husband
to.
didn't like to talk about it at all. So
Oh,
he was in Vietnam and he just didn't want to discuss it. I was like, okay. And one of my grandfathers in World War II was the same way. He fought in Europe. He was in the army. He didn't want to talk about it. And my other grandfather was in the Navy and he was in the Pacific and he didn't ever want to talk about it. So it's like, I guess it depends on what kind of trauma you go through while you're serving as to if you want to reminisce, so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
And
Yeah, it's different for everybody. I just want to say hello to the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancient. We had a fabulous show
hi,
yesterday. We
ladies. Oh, yeah.
we were talking about goddesses, Sherry.
Oh,
Goddesses.
cool.
Sherry, it was so much fun. Oh my gosh. I got to
I
show all
bet.
my pictures. There was
Let me
uh
see.
Priscilla likes Isis and she likes Pallas
There's mine right
Athena.
there. The corner
Oh,
of under the red
yeah.
picture. It's Durga, the Hindu goddess Durga.
Oh, wow.
One of my students brought her back from India. She had gone
Uh-huh.
home for the holidays and came back, and
I think
she
this
brought
is
her. Yeah,
Durga.
uh-huh. Yeah, she's the one with
Mhm.
all the arms because she
Well,
was
this is
created.
Lakshmi. This is another incarnation. This is mine, Lakshmi. And then here's Shiva. So I have a whole
Yeah.
thing here.
Well,
But
and Durga was created by all the other gods and goddesses in order to fight off an evil being that none of them could beat. And so they created her and gave her all of their powers. That's why all the arms, because each arm represents a different power. And she was able to slay the evil being that was there. And so she's known as a protector of the family, protector of women, protector of girls. And when my student brought it to me, she says, I went home for the holidays and she said, and when I saw this, one of the little shops there in town, and she said, and I immediately thought of you because you're always standing up for us. And so I bought it to bring for you.
oh,
And I was like, oh my God, you're going to make me cry.
yes, that is so
So
sweet.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was really, really sweet of her.
so I want to
And
say hello to Viviani. She says, wonderful goddesses. And Bora Bora is here. And thank you both for being such wonderful moderators. I see T. Lynn is here.
hi, T. Lynn.
And Karen Doyle is here, and Karen Doyle is also a moderator. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I was on a show once, and no offense, you guys, I'm not calling you out or anything, but I was on a show one time, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any moderators on. I'm like, where are they? I'm sure that, believe me, I appreciate when you're
I have
here, and I don't.
made and I have been made a mod in the moment because none of the other mods were there, and it's like,
Yeah.
and that's how I've become a mod on a couple of the larger. That's how I became a moderator on Linda G's channel. I
Oh
was like
wow.
early in when she went live, and I was there when she, on time for once. And she was like, "Oh, I don't have any moderators." And so in the chat, I said, "Well, I'll be glad to mod for you if you want." And she said, "Okay." And
I
so I
know.
became her mod. So same with Autumn from Black and Orange. That's how I became a mod for her. She was doing a show,
Wow.
and her normal
Yeah, it's a
moderators
commitment.
just
You have to
weren't there
stay.
that day. So
You have to stay for the whole show, and let everybody know when questions are closed, and tell everybody to use caps. It's a commitment. I mean, it's a commitment just being in the chat, let alone moderating. I know you guys. I really appreciate everything that you do. And Lise Niedermeyer is here, so nice to see you, Lisa. Oh, you're just saying hi to her now. And Lark Kemper is here, so nice to see you.
and Rose
Rose
Blue,
Blue.
who had really bad storms where she's at last
Is it
night,
in
and
Texas?
her phone has been dying out on her. So she pops in, she says hello, and then she's got to go because her phone won't. Everything is
Oh,
done through her phone. So, um,
yeah.
but
Oh,
she'll send me a text and say, "I can't watch it right now, but I'll try to catch it later." And I'm like, "Okay, don't
oh,
worry, it's cool. I understand." Been
yeah.
there,
In
done that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult situation, and I'm sorry that that happened. And but sometimes the quiet and the detaching from the constant influx is can be a blessing as well. Um, yeah, so nice. Thank you all for being here. It's so nice to see you. And I also wanted to let
Absolutely.
everybody know that I'm going to have like a community chat later on this afternoon or this evening, whichever side of the nation that you're on. I'm just having a little community cat chat with maybe 10 or 20 of my friends. And we're going to be talking about metaphysical stuff and ascension, frequency, mediumship, psychic, and just having a discussion about, the energies and the vibration. And are you having dreams? And what do you have effects from the new moon or from the full moon? And do you have effects from the solar flares? I know nothing about the solar flares. So I'm hoping, and some of my friends want to come on, and I want to introduce them and let you get to know everybody. And it's just a nice time to get together, see each other's faces. And there's a lot of people I've been wanting to invite onto my channel that I wanted to have like a big giant party, because you make it look easy, Shari.
Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. So it just kind of depends on the guest list, and if the date and time picked just happens to correspond at the same time of a bunch of other stuff. It's like I've been helping with 3 different birthday parties all within like a 2-week period. And I'm like, okay, nobody's going to want to answer my emails by the time mid-June gets here. They're going to
Oh,
all be avoiding me. And because we did one a couple of weeks ago, then we did Amy the other night, Princess Warrior. It was her channelversary, and her birthday is, I think it's actually on Tuesday. And then Helen and I are Irish Granny Tarot are
yes.
planning a surprise party for someone,
Oh,
so
good.
they won't know we're doing it. And
Oh,
then
how
somebody said, "Well,
interesting.
what about your birthday? It's almost here." And I said, "Yeah, we're gonna pretend mine's not here."
I
I
know,
said,
right?
"Everybody's gonna be partied out by the time my birthday gets here, so
Uh, I
I'm not gonna
know.
bug them." Uh, but I think it's going to be a special birthday because I'll be 63 on 6/3.
Oh, that I think that's called golden or something. Your golden
Something that,
birthday,
yeah,
yeah, golden year or something like that. Wow.
yeah. I don't know enough about numerology to or
Wait,
astrology to correlate what it means, but
yeah, I don't know.
because
And color for foresight is here. So nice
because
to
both
see you.
numbers added together, 6/3 is 9. If you add the 9 and the 9, you get 18, which makes 9. And so it's like three nines to go with that as well. So I'm like, oh, okay, might be maybe something gonna happen. And one
Wow,
can hope.
that's really powerful, Sherry. That's really powerful, and it makes me think of like the galactic and the light workers and working the grid and stuff. I think
Yeah.
that yeah, um, that's amazing. Interesting. The things you don't know about your friends that you chat with every day, right? No, but
Yeah,
I
I
want
mean, I never even thought about it until about a week ago when I was looking at the calendar and somebody had asked me, I was chatting with somebody and they had asked me, well, how old are you going to be? And I said, 63. And they were like, well, when's your birthday? And I said, June 3rd. And that's when it hit me. Wait, 6/3, 6/3. Then I said, 9 and 9 is 18. That's a 9. I said, okay,
so this is
this is going to be a special.
almost like your birthday weekend as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
My late
nice.
husband's birthday would have been yesterday.
Oh,
And then mine is next week. And we used to always celebrate our birthdays together along with Memorial Day. So it would be like just one big party we would have for all of it. And it was cheaper and easier. And
oh yeah. Yeah.
so,
I had, so many cousins and family members. We used to have, one Sunday a month for the birthdays for that month. There were so many of us.
my great grandmother would buy birthday and Christmas gifts for all the grandkids, great grandkids, great great grandkids until they hit the age of 12. And at 12, that was your last gift. And then
Wow.
after that, you didn't get any more when you hit your teens. And so, I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the fact that she couldn't afford to keep buying gifts for all those.
Yeah,
She had a
it's
ton of
fair.
them.
It's fair. You just go on to the next generation and the next generation. So, Sherry and I are going to be doing some readings for you all. And is there any
Yeah.
particular reading or question, or would you like to just come what may? Just personal questions. No, no. Political or current
Yeah,
events, mostly just personal questions, spirit
let's
guide
stay
questions,
from that
angel
today.
questions. Yeah. um,
Let's have
Spirit
a break
guides,
from that today.
angels, and is there anything else that you have there that you wanted to do, Sherry? I know that you have every
um,
deck in the book there. I saw you and
just
Granny
about.
last, or Irish Granny last night, and you guys were showing all your decks, and I was like, wow, they were nice.
Oh, I just showed a couple of them. I was like, maybe I should turn the camera and let you have a peek. I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
do a video and just say, okay, this is my obsession. I can't stop buying cards. Um, and I've
Do
got
you ever
like
do deck reviews? Do you still do
I
those? Like,
do. I've
okay,
got like one, two, three, four, five. See, I've got 8 of them waiting for me to get to them that are
okay,
all fairly new that I just haven't had time to actually sit down and do the reviews. So I'm like, okay, I'll get to it eventually. So,
okay. Well,
and
I
today
just
I
wanted.
took out my enchanted map oracle, and since we just had a full moon, my moonology oracle and my wisdom of the hidden realms oracle, and then one tarot deck. So I figured that ought to cover us.
I think
Anything
so too.
goes.
But I just wanted to show everybody this. This is my one and only tarot
Yes.
deck that I use for me, but this is the one that Sherry told me to get,
Isn't
and
that
I
a
said,
great deck?
I need that because it has the cheater words, but they're helper words really, and it has, like, the numerology, and it has the yes or no, it has, like, a general,
It has the
the
ruin
name of it.
symbol, the astrology symbols on it. It has the elements. It has the yes, no, maybe, and it gives you the breakdown of the number as well as the upright and reversed meaning for the card. I love that deck. And I saw
Yeah,
somebody else doing a review of it. And I went,
oh,
oh, that's a cool deck. And so I had to go find it. I found it on Amazon. That was the link I sent you.
yeah,
And
and I said, "Send me that link because that's what I need. I need more practice with tarot." I mean, I do oracle cards and all the time, but I don't do enough with tarot, and I started with tarot, but if you don't keep up with it, you really lose it, you know? So
exactly. I have oracle cards at the wazoo. I have so many of them, but I don't have that many tarot decks. Not as many as I do oracles.
I
And
don't
so
know the name of it.
I signed up for a reader's course
Oh,
to read, uh, just to learn how to read tarot
yeah,
better
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. And you supposedly get certified when it's over. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I just want to take the course so I can learn more and get better at reading, get more comfortable because I just did my very first live in person face to face reading with someone a couple weeks back. Turned out she works at the same university as me. We're one building apart from each other. It was like, this is too wild. And then there was a book signing uh, last weekend, and she buzzed me and said, yeah, you want to go with me? And I said, sure. And I discovered we had a new metaphysical store not far from where I live. And so we went over there, and the guy's a math teacher, but he's been studying tarot for like 20 years. And he's
Wow.
been writing this book for like 10 years. And
Wow.
so, and he runs a special Facebook page for people that buy the book so he can put like additional lessons to go with it. And so I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I got to meet the owner of the shop. She just moved into that building. And and we were talking, and she was like, yeah, she says, I've got a back room I'm setting up for readers to like rent the room to come do readings if they
Oh,
don't have a place at home. It's like $5 an hour to rent her room.
right,
And I was like, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I said, you're not making any money on that. She said, no, but it'll help the readers and,
right,
or those
right.
that
Well,
want to
that's
just
nice.
practice and
Well,
read with other people. So,
is it only in
um,
New Orleans, or is it near where you are as well that there's a lot of, metaphysical shops and things like that around?
there's an asinine amount in New Orleans. They have everything. But yeah, isn't that a cool? I love the picture on the
Viviani's
back.
trying to look for it on, Amazon because
Viviane, I'll
there's a
send you the link.
well,
I'll
she's
send you
looking
the
for
link.
it. She wants to put it in the
I'm gonna make a note
chat.
right now.
These
Um,
moderators are for sure, are for
I
sure. I
got it
can
off
look at
of
my history, but then I won't be paying attention to anybody
yeah,
here.
uh,
No, they're not red. So she said, just show the back of the deck. Is it red? No,
yeah.
it has a little bit of a moon on it, but I think they could have come in different colors, and I may have chosen the gold.
No, I
But it
think
has.
that's the only color it comes in.
I love
I
that it
think.
shows the moon on the top because I like to start with everything upright, so it's easier for me to turn them upright if one is, you know. But so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And if somebody has a mediumship, I probably won't do a tarot deck. But hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Linda Kennedy is here. And so this is CJ. And CJ says, and the next two, I have CJ here. I have Rouge Remedies and Viviani. I have your question as well. So it'll be
Okay.
CJ, Rouge Remedies, and Viviani. That's the lineup right now. Merida's Mirror is here. Hi, Merida. Nice to see you. she's been doing an amazing job with Carrie, tarot writing,
They
tarot.
actually do come in different colors. They come black with white lettering and pictures. They come in pink with white lettering and pictures. That would be hard to read. They come regular, the white cards with the colored pictures and everything. And then you can get, for a couple of dollars more, you can get the same deck as well as a bag of stones to go with it.
Oh,
Just
I have.
regular crystals. And
Yeah, it's very generic. This is the box.
yeah, it's just a plain old Rider Waite. Um,
That's the box. It just says tarot. It doesn't say. Oh, what does it say down here?
let's
Well,
see.
I don't know why it's
Okay,
so
there.
generic. It doesn't have anybody's name on it, but it works for me. And I really,
I just put
I,
the link in. So
yeah. Then I don't worry about, I just, it relaxes me enough that if I need or if I'm stumped, it's right there for me. So it's
yeah.
just a little, like a little bit of it just gives you a little peace of mind, I think. Yeah, it is very
Well, yeah,
helpful.
because when I'm doing it just on the computer, especially if it's just a recording and it's not a live reading, if I get stuck halfway through and don't remember what a card means, I can stop and look it up. It's not as obvious. And but at the time when I bought them, I didn't know if it would ever come about to do actual live readings. I thought, well, I need to find a deck that is helpful for when my memory doesn't want to work right. And I saw that video, somebody doing a flip through on it, and I was like, that's awesome. That's what I need. So I love that deck. Um, I bought one and it was missing a card, and I wrote to
Oh,
the seller on Amazon and said, when I unwrapped the plastic, there was a card missing in the deck, and they sent me a whole new deck. And so the one missing the card, my surrogate daughter had come by and she's like, I'll take them. I can make another card to go with it. So I was like, okay, they're yours. So,
it's fun to
and
practice with it anyway. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh wow, that's nice. That's really nice. It's amazing. I love having you here, Sherry. You're so joyful and easygoing, and I love. And it's such an amazing resource, highly intelligent, and your ability to gather community and like you have like a welcoming spirit that is it's
oh,
unmatched
thank
by
you.
anyone else, and I'm just so grateful for you to be here. And if y'all love Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, just put a whoop whoop in the chat and let us know because she deserves a whoop whoop. And she has
There
another
you
show
go.
coming up later tonight. So let's get cracking. So
There you go. What have you
CJ
got?
says, may I have a message from my spirit guide? So let's see what is going on with CJ. Oh, CJ says whoop whoop. How cute.
Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Jasmine. I had Ramon uh, Moon
Yeah, he's good, isn't
Moon
he?
Scarab on yesterday, or Friday. I had him on Friday on my channel, and we never drew one card. We talked the whole damn hour, just just all the different things
Well,
that we're both into and interested in, and the chat didn't seem to mind. And so he's
the that's
he popped
exactly
into
that's
the
energy.
chat last night. Yeah, he
The
popped into the chat last night for my night owls. And this
oh,
morning I had an email from him saying, can I come be a guest on that too? And I'm like, absolutely. So
oh,
he's gonna
nice,
be on the 8th of June. He's gonna be with me
nice.
for the night owls. That show is becoming popular. Everybody seems
Yes,
to like
I
it.
think so too.
You
I
don't
I watch
realize
it
how
the
many
next
people
morning
are
though. I
up
have
late
I
Yeah,
watch it the next morning. I am not a night owl. When that sun goes down, I'm out. I'm just not with it. So
I am
I'm
the
very
opposite. And that's why I started. That's why I did it. At first, I was like, just every now and again, I would do just a surprise pop up late on a Saturday night, and then everybody was like, "Oh, you got to do this regular." So it's like, okay, we shall do that.
So CJ, they're telling me that you're very efficient and that you like to get things done and you don't like to leave anything lagging behind. They're telling me that you sort of sit on a stool or on a ottoman with your knees together and your heels kicked up so that your knees are higher or something. I'm not sure what you do that makes that you sit in this position. But they're also just telling me that you're speedy, you're efficient, you like to get things done quickly, you don't like to marinate and go through things and figure things out and come back to them. You like to look at it, get it done, and move out. Like you're in, get it done, and move out. I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that efficiency is a wonderful attribute, and sometimes that there's a divine timing that is required to make allowance for. The um, you, use it appropriately and be open to having something else come in other than your master skill. Like because it's your master skill, you tend to handle everything like that. But some things like spirituality or your spirit guides or development, it's in spirit, the divine timing. And they say that you expect it to be efficient, and your spirit guides are efficient because you're efficient, but they still want you to learn spirit time. Just slow down just a little bit and smell the roses. So that's what I get for you, CJ. Hope that makes sense. And what did you get there,
All
Sherry?
right. Well, the first card I pulled was from Moonology. It says, "Show the world the real you." It's the full moon in Aquarius, and it talks about, step back if necessary, but take time to show people who you really are deep down, and which is important for all of us to open ourselves up enough that people can see who we really are. And then from the Enchanted Map Oracle, I pulled encouragement, which is a mama giraffe and her baby. And it says, "You're receiving a nudge in the right direction." Um, it says it tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. That nurturing that power of the universe is help you get the help that you need, and you won't be alone in your quest. There'll be someone with you in some shape or form every step of the way as you move on your journey, be it spirit or real. And I got goosebumps from that. Wow. And that's what I
Very,
got for you.
very nice. Very nice.
Let's see who we got next.
All right, let's see who's next. Thank you very much, CJ. I appreciate that. Ooh, aw, she
For
says thank
sure.
you resonates. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, good.
You're very welcome. So I think colorful foresight. Oh wait, you know what? Colorful foresight. You will be next. I did tell Rouge Remedies and then Viviani. I'm sorry, I forgot I called you guys out. So Rouge Remedies, Viviani, and then colorful foresights. Okay, you guys. How can I align my channel with my soul's purpose for the greater fulfillment and success? There you go.
Good question.
Um, I hear them. I hear spirit guides saying to be open and allow things to flow. Go with the flow. Um, and having a plan is wonderful, but when the plan is changed at the last minute, or if you plan to do something and the show ends up being something else, trust that everything happens for a reason and that you're guided to do something that's more spontaneous, and trust that you're guided. um, it's almost it's important to almost fake it until you make it, kind of thing. Like keep repetitive, high vibrational, focus on your goal, and say this is a channel for fulfillment and success. This is my channel is about fulfillment and success. Come here for fulfillment and success, and just allow this to unfold however that happens for you. So whatever it is that you want to share or be a platform for, or um, you know uh, educate or entertain, whatever it is that you want to do, tell people that that's what this is. Even though you may not think you're quite there yet, be that, and announce that. And it's a really good way to have people support you along the journey. It's a journey for
Yeah.
sure. How about you, Sherry? That was interesting. Rouge
Well, from
remedies.
the what's it called? Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, I pulled Altar Priestess, and on it says preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. And that's what a lot of us do when it comes to reading, when it comes to working on our channels. We incorporate our meditations, we incorporate our prayers into what we're manifesting, what direction. It's important to kind of get clear in your head what direction you want your channel to go. Um, you know, set yourself, don't set your goals so big that it becomes unattainable and you get discouraged. Break it up into little bite-sized pieces. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and then focus on that. I want to learn to be more efficient when reading my tarot cards, and then practice and meditate on that. um like I said, I'm taking a class. I just started taking a class, just to get better at what I'm doing, because I never touched a deck of cards until 3 years ago, when Cartomancy Mesquite hit me up in the chat and said, you're psychic, right? I'm like, yeah, no, not really. She's like, yeah, you are. She said, you're a reader, right? And I'm like, I don't know anything about tarot cards. And she said, send me your address. And she sent me 2 decks of cards. And then I got them and I emailed her and I'm like, now what? And she says, just throw cards, see what you get. Watch people throw cards when they throw cards. Just what you get, line up to what they get. What's different in the message, what's different, maybe how you phrase the question in your head. And that was a big plus, because I didn't know what to do with it. And it took a while, once I started my channel, before I actually started doing anything on my channel. I would go be a guest on someone else's channel, but I wasn't doing anything on my channel because I was terrified. And it just took a while. And then when I finally jumped that bridge and did it, it was like, oh, this is fun. Okay, I can do this. And it's a lot of work. You got to be willing to put in the work for it, because there's a lot of background work that most people don't realize to run a successful channel.
There's a lot of background work for
A
sure.
lot of
But
background work.
the other thing
And
I heard for you, Rouge Remedies, is to be yourself, because that's what people want to see is authenticity. It's the number one thing is
absolutely.
authenticity. Mhm.
Yeah. And the other card I drew for you from Enchanted Map was Magical Map Shifter. And it says Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny. So that just lines right up with what Jean was telling you, right up with the question that you're asking. you have to give it to spirit. Let spirit know exactly what it is you want. Don't tell it what you don't want, because then the universe hears that and that's what it'll give you. Tell it what you do want. And that was hard for me to learn to do. To say thank you for stuff I didn't have yet, and to say I want this, this, and this, instead of saying, well, I don't want that. Well, I don't want that. Well, all spirit hears is want that, and so that's what it gives you. Um, so it's learning to rephrase the questions that you're manifesting, and it's learning to trust that spirit's going to lead you in the right direction. You just have to, you have to kind of go with the flow, and you have to be willing to shift a little bit when necessary. Everything doesn't always go the way you want it when you want it. So you just have to learn to kind of go with it, and then take it from there. But
Thank you very much. And we have Viviani here, and after Viviani is colorful foresight. Viviani says, "May I have a message from Dolores? She passed last March." Sure. She's showing me that there's other loved ones or souls on the other side that are very much like her. Is she an aunt, or there's other people that were like her, maybe her sisters, or there's just other people like her on the other side, similar to her. Was she a twin, perhaps? I'm not sure. She's saying there's other people like her that were over here, that are over here with me. So she feels very comfortable, very familiar surroundings, and she's saying that it's there's no time, but it feels like yesterday. Like she said, there's no time, not a twin, but a family. Yes. She's she's saying it feels like yesterday, that there's no time that goes by, like the time just stands still on the other side, and that they're all there uh, in an infinite pattern is what I feel. Just like a I don't want to say stagnant, because it's not stagnant. It's continuous, or forever, and uh, everlasting. And there's something that is like she's telling me about time, which is really interesting. Um, so she just wants to let you know that she's okay. She's with family members, and that there's so I'm not sure if somebody's waiting for her, or somebody's talking about how long ago it was, or somebody is saying something about that. But she's saying there is no time over here. That it is and always will be now. I think she's telling me that, because I've been stay in the now moment. It is and always will
yeah,
be now. And I'm going to stop there, because that is really very powerful, Viviani. It's something I
very
needed.
much so.
Oh,
I
but
pulled the
thank
Two of
you.
Cups,
Hmm.
which is, harmony, balance. It's like
Twin.
she's trying to say that where she is now, everyone is balanced. Everyone connects and moves together. There's ebb and flow of how it all happens. And then I pulled the Wheel of Fortune, which is just enjoy. Here we go. I'm trying not to cover my face up. Somebody fussed at me about you stick the card in your face so we can't see it. Like, well, okay, sorry. Um, Wheel of Fortune. So, you're looking at enjoyment. Enjoy the moment, enjoy what you're doing, enjoy all the little things that you pick up, because when you have joy in it, that comes through, especially in your readings. If you didn't like what you were doing or if you weren't enjoying yourself, believe me, people would pick up on that in a heartbeat. And then the last card I pulled for you was the Knight of Wands. So this to me just seems to be saying, get a move on. It's time to do your thing. If you need to take more classes, take more classes. If you need to meditate more, meditate more. Deep down what it is that you need to do to make your life more fulfilling. And I think Dolores is just trying to point out in this that you've got to harmonize, you've got to balance, you've got to find joy and enjoyment in what you're doing, and then do it. Don't waste any time. Do it, because none of us are promised tomorrow, and that's just a fact. Like any of us could check out when we go to bed tonight. Scary thought, but there you go. So
Wow.
do it, and
Thank you,
don't
Shari.
worry about it.
So Viviani says that Dolores's husband passed over 20 years ago, so he was waiting for her. Yep. And she said, yes, we all need to make time to do the things we love. And she says, thank you,
Absolutely.
Shari.
You're welcome,
Awesome.
Viviani.
Thank you, Jean. We got that. Yeah, that
She was
was really,
92.
oh,
Wow.
good for her.
Nice long life. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lovely. How lovely. Thank you. And so I see that colorful foresight, and then after that, I see Jasmine. So, Jasmine, just say hi, make sure that you're still here.
Yeah, I saw her just a minute ago, it seemed like. Oh, hi, Miss Sherlock. I didn't see her come in.
After Jasmine is T Lynn. So it's colorful foresight, Jasmine, and T Lynn. You guys remind me if I forget.
Okay.
So, Colorful
Right.
Foresight says, messages from my spirit guides, please. Oh, that's a fun one. All my friends used to say, spirit guides, yay! It's just lots of fun. It certainly is. So they're showing me a wise old owl with long eyelashes. So they're showing me that you have wisdom, but you want to sort of dress it up a little bit with maybe decoration or enhancement. You want to share your wisdom with enhancement. And they're just saying that there's something inside all of us that we can tap into that is an infinite resource of information and wisdom and knowing. It's not information, but it's wisdom. It's knowing. It's this. So, and they just want you. There's like a universal wisdom, and this is what they want you to rely on. They don't want you to feel as though you have to be a master at what you do. They just want you to do what you do well. You know what I mean? Uh, it's not that you have to achieve a certain goal compared to anybody else. It's just that what you do well, and that's your special wisdom. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm getting here.
Awesome. Okay. From the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, we pull Spiral Dancer. And it says circuitous route perception. So this is talking all about sometimes you have to change your perception to see the direction that you're going in, or to see if you're picking up on what your guides want you to know. Sometimes we can get really tunnel vision in a certain direction, and that's all we see. And this is reminding you to look around and get a different perspective. And then for moonology, I pull the full moon in Cancer, and it says a personal issue reaches resolution. So whatever personally you've been working on is gonna be worked out, and you're gonna see an end to that, so that you can leave that behind and move forward. And then the last card I pulled for you from the Enchanted Map was Metamorphosis. And it says you are in the process of deep and beautiful change. And I can attest to that because I remember when you first came on, and decided to do something with your channel, and I had you on with me, and the growth that I've seen since then from you is really spectacular. You've been morphing over all this time, much like a butterfly from its cocoon, and you're starting to blossom, which is really cool. And that's what I got
Wonderful.
for you.
Thank you very much, Sherry. Thank you, Colorful Foresight. And Jasmine is next, and after Jasmine is T. Lynn. Is that what I hope that's what I said, y'all. And T. Lynn, you'll be next. So T. Lynn, just say hi. Jasmine, hi. She says, I want to ask if this friendship between Nick and I will turn into a romantic relationship. I have a crush on him. He does not know it though. Oh, Jasmine, so cute. Those boys don't deserve the crushes we give them. That's fun. Um, all right, let me see. Nick, and Jasmine is our Nick and Jasmine. This is my pendulum, and let me just show you. Is my first name Jean, and when it swings like that, that's a yes. Am I 7 feet tall? And that's my no. That's east and west is no, and north and south is yes. And are Jasmine and Nick a good couple? Is Jasmine and Nick going to be a romantic couple together? I get it. Yes. Is Nick a forever um, companion for Jasmine? No, but he's is Nick a lovely what would I say? Good. Does Nick have good intentions with Jasmine? Does Nick have good intentions with Jasmine? Yes, but it's not as good as I'd hoped. So he may have one toe in the water, which he's sincere, but I think he may have like he's like this. He's like, yeah, I see you. Oh, yeah, I'm paying attention. And there's something else drawing his attention. I don't know if it's sports. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's buddies. I don't know if it's another girl. But he's interested in you, and I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a rendezvous. But I don't know. I don't feel as though he's long term. But he seems like a really nice guy. Jasmine, how about you, Sherry?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Well, the first card I got was the moon. And so while the moon kind of keeps things in shadows, kind of questioning, it does illuminate, but not clearly, not fully. So you're looking at he may be aware of your crush on him, and maybe he's not sure how to approach you about it. Because a lot of times we think people aren't aware, and they're very aware. They just don't know what to do. So I would say don't. I feel like what the moon is trying to say is just kind of keep it on the down low, and just let the friendship blossom and see where it goes from there. Because then I pulled the 7 of Wands. And so that could be a little bit of conflict, or a little bit of not quite, it's the way she's standing there is almost like she's ready to bust into a fight. Um, so I would I would stick with the keep it slow and just let it progress naturally and see how it goes. But I agree with Gene. He's not Mr. Right. He may be Mr. Right now, but he's not Mr. Right. Because the last card I pulled for you was the Five of Cups. And so, you're looking at some regret and a little bit of, well, it didn't work. And once you get to know each other on a more intimate and personal level, you may be the one to walk away at the end and say, yeah, it's probably best it didn't go any further.
Mhm.
But that doesn't
She
mean that things doesn't change.
she said he's been my neighbor and we've known each other since we were 11. She's ready to settle down and we're supposed to hang out next Sunday. We're going to go hiking. I would,
Yeah,
I would definitely take it cautiously, and you don't want to ruin the relationship or scare him away. But you can
exactly.
just
Yeah.
matter of factly said, "Have you ever thought about you and me going out on a date sometime? Like, would that be a crazy idea?" And just see what he says. Like, really, because if you've known him that long, like, uh,
Yeah.
I- don't make a big deal about it. Just plant that little seed,
Because
and then
he may only see you as a friend right now and hasn't taken that next step mentally. And like Jean said, just be very casual about it. Hey, how about we maybe do a movie date? Go to the movies and make it a date. What do you think? And then, because nothing stops you from asking him out on a date. I mean, that's still part of that old trope that we've all grown up with, especially those of us that have been around a lot longer. Of the guy ask you out, not the other way around. Well, no, you can ask him out. He may say no, but that's why I said just kind of take it easy and feel your way. I like Gene's suggestion. Just ask him. Have you thought about going on a date?
you ever think
And
about that? Does that ever come to you? Okay, so T Lynn is next, and after T Lynn, did T Lynn say hello? Yeah, she did. And next is EH. So EH, if you're still here, just say hello. And T Lynn says, "May I ask my guides what is most important message for me to know today?"
okay. Oh wow.
I do see angels and elementals and spirit guides around you in the sense that I'm not even sure if you have like statues or representations of these things, whether it's a crystal and a dragon or something like that, or if it's a fairy, a little tiny fairy, or maybe an angel. You might have these represented around you, but they are energetically, they are definitely around you, T Lynn, and they are working with you, and they want you to have fun, and they want you to know that it's it's very lighthearted, and they almost say that the world is your oyster. They're saying that sometimes we're like, oh no, what if I can't get across the street, and it's not across the street, like, to the next level of whatever you want to do or something, but it's not like it's they're saying don't sweat the small stuff and relax and have fun and go on the ride. And they're saying we have your back, we're all here, we're supporting you. But they just want you to relax through each step, and they know that you want it, but they don't want you to sort of like control and have what is that like burden around the situation. They want you to say, I would love to have a big giant pink car, and then just let it go. And not what you would want, but the next step in your life. I would like to move up in my job, or I would like to develop and get clients that come to my home, or I'd like to learn Reiki. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're striving towards, instead of going like this and hoping, they just want you to let go and sort of sit back and go along for the ride. And it's the less that you have controlling it, or um, sort of holding on to the outcome. They want you to release the need to control the outcome and just trust and know that it's this or something better. It is very easy to say and very difficult to do, but they just want you, whatever it is that you're holding on to and thinking repeatedly, they can't get a word in edgewise, and they can't make things happen when you're working on every detail like that. They want you to state what your desire is and working towards that, and then let go of the outcome so that they can work their magic. And a lot of people kind of don't know that too much. Hope that makes sense for you, T Lynn.
It helped me to make sense of my cards.
Okay.
Again, we got metamorphosis. So
Oh,
you're changing, you're growing, things are happening, but it's a process, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer than maybe what we want it to take, but you're still moving forward. And then I pulled the Phoenix, which is resurrection. Um, Surrendering yourself to change what's coming about, what's going to, the Phoenix rises from the ashes. So that could be that something may have to kind of crash and burn for you in order for you to get to this point where you're able to rise out of that and be the stronger for it. And then the last card I got was the Seven of Cups, which is showing you all the things that you can attain. You just have to keep plugging away at it. It takes time. It doesn't always happen in our time frame because spirit knows when it's best for us to receive whatever it is it's going to bring us. We may say, I need it right now, but spirit's going to be like, no, you need to wait a little bit. So that's where the metamorphosis comes into play. You've got some shifting and changing to do, and then everything's going to fall into place.
wow. Very nice, Sherry. Very nice. Thank you, T Lynn. Let us know if that is resonating with you. And I have next is EH. Is that your
Sorry.
reminder?
No, that was my phone. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't recognize the number, and I'm not answered if they block their name. So
Oh, yeah. So EH
probably
is here.
somebody trying to sell me something. So
Oh, and the, she says, my ex-husband, my grown-up children's father, passed suddenly in December. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've dreamt of him several times recently. Is there a message, please? He wants to apologize to you, and he wants you to know that he's okay. Was he a little bit of a narcissist? Because it seems like it's all about him right now. He's just letting you know that he is apologizing, and he didn't mean to hurt you. There's some remorse, some regret that he wants to express and make right, and he doesn't. He almost, like, not that he can't move on, but he needs your forgiveness and your releasing him. I don't know if you still hold a grudge against him, or if there's something that's unforgivable. You might want to work on with a specialist or a therapist or somebody to release that. And then, because while you're still holding that grudge, he's still attached to you energetically. So I think he wants to come and apologize. He wants to come and sincerely share his regrets. And um, what did she say his name? She didn't say his name. Um,
mm-mm. No, I don't see a name.
Yeah, and what it is that he as his human, he had flaws. Okay, good. She says, that's interesting, but I don't think I hold a grudge. Maybe deep down. His name is David. He's saying that he had flaws in this world that he is regretful for, and that he could have treated you a lot better, and that he sees that the lasting, it had changed you your whole life, and he almost feels like he took the shine out of your star. He's saying that he now knows and can see that his flaws as a human affected you greatly. And he just wants to send you love and asking your forgiveness. And he's going to be watching over you and guiding you. He has some like paybacks to support you and be around you. So if he is, don't think that he's coming in to need something or want something from you. I think he's just trying to repay a debt and support you and the kids. Like it's almost like this was my responsibility, and I should have made it right, and I didn't. Like
Yeah.
he's seeing that. So in his form now, he's going to want to make it up to you. So please allow him to assist you and help you and to be there. And if you don't want him to present to you as much, you can just say, David, I forgive you, just don't come around anymore. If you want to give the
Hmm.
kid something, give the, let him know where the boundaries are, especially with him in spirit. Or if you say, please do help me, I appreciate you, we've always loved each other despite the divorce. But wherever you feel the most comfortable, but it's the ball's in your court. um yeah.
Okay.
How about you, Sherry?
The first thing I got was disseminating moon. It says take time to breathe out. So you're pulling in that big breath because this kind of hit you out of the blue. Y'all weren't expecting this. And so you have to take time to breathe it out again so that you can kind of let some of that grief pass through. Um, and that's very important for you to make your next steps, because the next one I drew was the web weaver. And it says synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. So his passing has caused upheaval in the family. Its effects are people are grieving, people are shocked, people are, everybody, you've got all of these different emotions that are whirling around this, especially when it's an untimely death, one that wasn't expected. It wasn't like he was sickly or anything. So that is even harder to kind of deal with, because you've got not just your emotions that you're feeling that still link you back to when he was your husband, and because he'll always be linked because of your children. Um, but at the same time, the first two cards are just emphasizing acknowledge the synchronicity of it, acknowledge the shock of it, and then just breathe it out, let it go. And then the last card I pulled was temperance. And that's exactly what she's talking about, is just breathing it out, letting it go. Don't let yourself get all wrapped up into what may have been, could have been, should have been. You know, throw all that aside and just what happened happened. Obviously, it was for the best because you've both lived, I'm assuming, a happy life. And this sudden death is, just be aware it's going to throw everybody in turmoil, friends, coworkers, family members, your side, his side. If he ever remarried, you've got that family to deal with. Um, so just little baby steps. Just let it, allow yourself to feel grief. Don't feel guilty for feeling grief. And if it's not really grief that you're feeling, but more like, I don't have to deal with him anymore, there's guilt that's going to associate with that as well. And you got to just let that guilt go and say, it is what it is. It was what it was, and now he's in a better place. And in many respects, we have a fresh start to something. What
Yes.
comes next? So
It
that's
was
what I
what
got.
it was. We had a happy times in the past. That's right. There's a degree of that for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, EH, and thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. And T. Lynn's here. She says, "I meditate and pray daily to the spirits and angels. I feel their presence strengthening, especially recently after my son gifted me a large quartz crystal, charged it under the borealis full moon. Wow,
That's
wow."
going to be a powerful crystal.
Very good, Lynn. Yeah, I definitely felt their energies and they were presenting to me. I felt like you had a lot of representation around it and connection. Very good, very nice. And EH is saying, thank you, Jean and Sherry. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where we're going to stop it now for for the readings. Thank you all very much for asking your questions, for hanging out today, for being here and supporting each other. I know everybody has a lot to do. There's a lot of other shows on, so I want to respect your time. I want to respect Sherry's energy. She has another show tonight. I have another show tonight. So we're just really thrilled. I really enjoy hanging out with you, Sherry, and reading with you and just
Likewise. Yeah.
the, the community that comes together for both of us is really enjoyable as well. And Anne
Yeah.
Svenchek is so sweet. She says, "Have a great day." And you will be on this evening at 3:30 Central, you said, and that's
4:30
4:30
Central.
Eastern. Oh,
At
4:30
4:30.
Central.
Yeah.
4:30
4:30
Central.
Central, 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. So, um,
Okay, so everybody
and
please
it's
do.
runs basically an hour, sometimes less. It's the Mastering Mental Wellness. It's just Isaac, my partner in this, is a professional counselor, and it's just our way of trying to help, of bringing different topics up on, and then helping give y'all um, guidance, suggestions, modalities, things to deal with stuff that we all deal with,
And
stress,
just perspective on somebody
anxiety,
else's behavior too. Yeah.
you know. And if it's, we also try to provide links that if whatever it is you're dealing
Oh,
with is stronger or needs more attention than just listening to a 45-minute show, then we provide that as well. At least a place where you can start to try to find where to go and who to see. Um, and that is
you,
just something that's been on my heart for a long time to.
something that you think is abnormal or unusual, or that you feel uneasy about, and you feel it only happened to you, and you go and you talk to somebody and you say, "Well, this is what I experienced, and I've never experienced that before, and is something wrong?" Like, and they're like, "Oh no, everybody's like that," and you're like, "Oh, really?" Like,
Yeah,
almost just somebody telling you that's normal, It's really it's a really good forum. I appreciate that you're doing that, Sherry, and it's so much like you to be so helpful like that to so many people, and to have a professional on with you, and your guidance and their guidance as well is really very much appreciated.
it
This
was a
whole
very
community.
lucky when I was introduced to Isaac and we became friends. I was like, wow. I mean, and that was, it was through another channel. We
Oh,
were both invited on, and that's how we met. And we just
oh,
clicked. Something clicked. We became friends, and when I started having this vision on this, his face kept popping into my head, and so I emailed him and said, "This is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do. Would you be interested?" And he was like, "Sign me up. I'm there." So
oh.
that was that was yeah.
Yep, it's a wonderful resource. There's so many different, everybody has their own specialty and their own gifts to offer, and that's what I'm going to try and showcase tonight on my show. It's going to be one of those big communities where you see all of your favorite content providers up on the screen, people popping in and out. And please do stop over and join us. Please do also go over to Shari Voices from the Swamp and give her a subscribe and a thumbs up when you're over there.
Please,
And
please,
please do
please.
stop over to Sun Psychic Jean and visit with me tonight. Even if you just pop in the chat and say hello, I was watching you earlier tonight. Whatever you want to do
There you
is really
go.
appreciated. And I have a question for Shari, so I don't want to forget it. And thank you again, everybody. We really appreciate you being here. Is there anything else that you wanted to say before we go, Shari?
Just y'all have a good holiday weekend. You know,
Yes.
enjoy having that day off. Enjoy being with family, with your kids. Um, Try to stay off the roads. Too many crazy people out there during the holiday season that you don't want to be part of a massive pile-on wreck or something. You know,
Oh my
just
gosh. No, there won't be any of
um,
that. Everybody's
yeah,
guided here, guided and
yeah,
protected for sure. For sure. And just enjoy
absolutely.
yourself, and we will see you again later on this evening. Take care, everybody. Bye bye. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.